the Kansas City, Missouri new superintendent just walked in the door. I cannot believe this is awesome. Do you understand that right now you have undone like 90% of my bitterness towards the district just by listening?
I don't think he was listening. I don't think it was him that was listening, but I think it's hilarious that he's here. I love that. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
It's a new day.
It is a new day. Every day's a new day.
I'm a competitor. I take that stuff personal.
No, you can't take it personal. Well, I take it personal. I love him.
No, I mean, I'm just saying in terms of...
Hold on a minute. We're going to talk and introduce you properly.
Right, that's true.
But I think it's hilarious. I am a big fan already. Please welcome Mark Bedell, Kansas City, Missouri Public School Superintendent, to the program.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. Mark, why are you here? What happened that inspired you to be like, I'm going to be here, I'm coming? Well, I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's simple. Danny here sent out a tweet basically calling out KCPS and calling out the new superintendent, and
which is you.
You know, I'm a very competitive and a very compassionate guy. I mean, a very passionate guy. And
sure,
we did an interview this morning with Channel 9 regarding our listening and learning tours, and then we saw, you know, we follow Twitter.
Sure,
we're a big part of this digital age, and we saw the video.
Right, you saw Danny's video.
So Danny, what we will do is we will come out here and we will take this head on, because I'm not the type of superintendent, and we're not the type of school system that run away and hides and tries to conceal problems. Not at least under my leadership.
Sure. So you get this job. Okay, you're in where? You're in Baltimore.
Correct.
So how are things going in Baltimore? How'd you leave Baltimore?
I left Baltimore County. I was there for 4 years as an assistant superintendent, and part of the agreement when I was recruited to come there, because I was in Houston ISD, which is a large school system for my first 12 years of my career, was to go to Baltimore County, help move the high schools, which is what I supervise, and then also complete my doctorate degree. And the discussion was in 3 to 4 years, you know, I would probably be ready to move on to become a superintendent.
So is this your first superintendent job?
This is my first superintendency.
Okay, so I'm a little nervous about that.
This is great. No, see, she thinks of it wrong.
However, I'm not nervous because I'll tell you what. Yeah.
You still got spirits.
This is yours.
That's correct.
To do. Now, is it yours, or is it, that's the other thing Danny and I are talking about off air, how much is it the school superintendent, and how much is it school board?
Right. School boards
can be an issue, I feel like, in a lot of cities.
And I think people, that's part of the reason why I wanted to come here and really talk with you all, because everywhere that I go, people continuously ask that question about your school board.
Right.
You know, is your school board allowing you to do your job?
Right.
And my school board understands that their primary role as governance of the school district is to approve a budget, is policy setting. Those are the three primary things that our board is responsible for. They're also responsible for approving a strategic plan, which is what we will go into and start working on that sometime in November. But my board understands, and I've said this in the first interview, I'm not interested in being micromanaged.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we're going to set targets and goals and then hold me accountable for those. And then it's my job as the superintendent to make sure that I'm working with my staff. I'm creating a culture and climate that speaks to nothing but high expectations. And most importantly, that every decision that we make must be a student-centered decision, not an adult-centered decision.
Right.
That's what my board understands. My board has given me the autonomy to do that. And I have a extremely high functioning board and an extremely intelligent board. And I would encourage anyone to come to our board meetings. They're on every second Wednesday.
You're asking me to get involved, which is a little bit more than I do.
What you
I
need
just like
to
to
do.
complain from the sidelines. No, there's a couple of things you kept saying. You like, this is my school. We're going to submit this plan. This is me. I'm here. Some idiot, tweets at you a video, which is basically me projecting all the past failures and how I feel onto the new guy. And you're like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And I did not expect that response. I never get a response. You've made a huge tactical error by validating me. But
tactical error.
Besides that,
it's simple. You know why? You're new. You're new. You're both new. You don't know better.
If you had time to go talk to Chris Katz or any of those guys over there at Channel, they would have said, "Hey, just ignore Danny. He just yells a lot."
No, that's not true.
But what you said is, and what I said to you in the video in a much longer and less eloquent way was, there are buildings that are empty. It's basically a private school tax if you want to send your kids to school in South Kansas City. Because for me, if I don't want to send my kids to a hybrid school, I'm very funny. I don't want it to be a charter school. I feel like that's either an end way of skipping education, of skipping around problems to solve for certain areas. And I think we should all be in this together. Trying, to get a spouse to agree to put my kid in a school that's provisionally is a very difficult thing to do. And I just don't feel like anybody has paid attention for a very long time. It seems like even when you would complain or you would say something, they would tell you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't, but I feel things, and I want to send my kids to Kansas City, Missouri public schools. And the fact that I'll be there in 20 minutes, and then you come in and say it's mine. You walked in the door, you say, I'm going to put this on my shoulders. I came from Baltimore, 15,000 students, or you're in the Kansas City, Missouri, just 15,000 students. And that, if everybody could reach out, if everybody in the district could reach out and just take ownership of one or two students, responsibility of one or two students, it could make a world of difference. And already all that anger is gone.